My name's Katie White. I'm the Minister for Climate Action, and I'm joined by one of the leading climate scientists in the world. He's also British. He's based out of the University of Leeds, Piers Forster. We have known each other for a little while because I have ended up ringing you up and asking you various different climate science questions, and you've always, with your massive knowledge, been able to distill it down to something simple. So no pressure today.
I tell you, I probably this is where it all goes really kind of badly wrong.
If you had one climate fact that every policy maker understood across Whitehall, what do you think it would be?
I think it would really be that every ton of carbon dioxide really matters. And that does really go two directions. First, because carbon dioxide stays in the atmosphere such a long time, to every ton we emit does make things worse. But of course, we have the corollary of that, which every ton of CO2 we don't emit by taking action on climate change, we actually improve the climate in some way as well.
We're having impacts in the UK already, aren't we? I mean, Scottish wildfires last year, so absolute unexpected things happening. What other impacts can we attribute? I mean, I saw so many wasps this summer.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. The bigger change comes from kind of rainfall change. So we had the big drought, of course, this summer, but we expect more intense rainfall in the winter time, and this is leading to the risk of flooding, and that is really damaging for the community sector. I mean, that is the really big risk climate change in the country we want to try and avoid. But I think we have to be aware of the supply chain. We live in a global economy, and in some way we aren't seeing the devastating effects of climate change within this country compared to other parts of the world, of course. But we're seeing very high prices in the supermarkets with some food commodities. Ultimately, I think our country will be far more affected by what is happening elsewhere.
So let's shift. So how do you think climate science plays a role in policy, or how should it play a role in policy making?
Really, to give you and your important job you do the best evidence possible and the best appreciation of what works and what doesn't work, we have to give you the very best evidence, but we also have to communicate in a way so you can make effective decisions, and that's what we're trying to do here.
There's a very positive story about what Britain's done in terms of decarbonising our electricity system at the same time as growing our economy. And I think working with scientists in that co-creation space, we say, has been really fruitful. I mean, you sit on the international arenas. As a Brit, we should be proud, shouldn't we?
Yeah, we're right up there with the post-ambitious country. And part of that is we have the climate change tact of the country, and that set up this overall framework which gives a pathway for the scientific evidence to get into the top tier of government. And that has set in the country this long-term and interim targets to address the climate change. I think that worked really well in this country. That does give our business the overall confidence to make investments. And in fact, it works so well in this country that a lot of other countries are kind of copying that.
So we were talking around innovation and how can the universities play a role, and how can science make this transition go faster and better?
And what I think innovation can really do, the best way to accelerate the transition is to really make it more kind of desirable. So we have to produce products and services that people want.
Yes.
So I have a brand new cool air source heat pump, for example, and it's quite a cool bit of kit. And for example, you can buy an electric car, they're quite a cool car. So I think we have to make products and design products, but also design services that are really cool.
I love it, having cool, innovative products. I mean, it's also really exciting being here and actually seeing some of these spin-off companies, these British companies coming out of this innovation where we're going to save resources, save money, or even make money at the same time as accelerating the transition towards a cleaner, greener future.
Yeah. So the good thing about a lot of the technology is they are ultimately very efficient, and they will ultimately really kind of support our economy. So I think it's a whole world opportunity, and I think we are really good, innovators in the country, and are great universities. Of course, I will celebrate our own, but yeah, there are lots of other good solutions going on in other places all around the country. And I think we think back and scaling these up, not only to benefit our own transition and our own kind of resilience in this country, but also supporting the climate journey in other kind of countries too. Yeah,
I am hugely excited. I'm excited about what we've done already, and I think there's a moment for us to just be proud of what we've done in Britain in terms of decarbonising our electricity system. And we've done that over the last couple of decades. You say, so we're doing really well, but then on the horizon is so many opportunities. We've been hearing at Leeds today, whether it's around heat networks within our cities, whether it's around electric vehicles, whether it's around more efficient dyeing of clothes. There are so many commercial opportunities coming out of this. And I think for me, the future lies in this green transition, whether that's the future of our society at large, but also of our economy. So the way we can mainstream these two things together, I think is hugely exciting. And I think it's part of my job, but across government, to find as many of these great examples and give them, a blow on their way, and how can we support them?
Well, I think that sounds great, and I really wish you the very best of luck with your job, and kind of don't forget that kind of science.